The house on Maple Street had always felt too quiet. The kind of quiet that presses against your ears like cotton until you start imagining sounds just to fill it. It was a modest two-story colonial in suburban Ohio. White siding, black shutters, a wraparound porch that creaked in the wind. My parents bought it cheap after the previous owners moved out suddenly. They never said why. I was 16 that summer, old enough to stay home alone for a week, while Mom and Dad drove to visit my aunt in Florida. They left on a Thursday morning in July 2013, waving from the driveway like it was no big deal. "Lock the doors, don't burn the place down, and call if anything feels off," Dad said, tossing me the spare key fob. I rolled my eyes. "I'm not 5, Dad." But as their SUV disappeared around the corner, the house swallowed the sound of the engine, and the silence rushed back in. I stood in the foyer for a minute, listening to nothing. Then I shrugged it off and headed upstairs to my room. The mirror was in the hallway bathroom, the big one, full length, framed in cheap oak that my mom had painted white to brighten things up. It had been there since we moved in. I'd brushed my teeth in front of it 1,000 times without a second thought. But that first night alone, something felt different. I was washing my face after a long Xbox session, water dripping from my chin, when I glanced up. My reflection stared back. Normal, tired eyes, messy brown hair, the same faded Metallica t-shirt I'd worn for 3 days. But for a split second, just a flicker, the eyes in the mirror weren't mine. They were darker, almost black, and the mouth curved into a smile I hadn't made. I blinked hard. When I looked again, it was gone. Just me, dripping water, heart kicking a little harder than it should. "Chill, dude," I muttered. "You're just tired." I dried off, killed the light, and went to bed. But sleep didn't come easy. The house settled in weird ways. Pops from the attic, the furnace clicking on downstairs like someone flipping a switch too hard. Around 2 a.m., I woke up convinced I'd heard footsteps in the hallway. Slow, deliberate, like someone in socks padding across the hardwood. I lay there frozen, straining to listen. Nothing. Then, faintly, a soft tap, tap, tap. Like fingernails on glass. I told myself it was branches against the window, but my window faced the backyard. No trees close enough. I pulled the covers over my head and forced my eyes shut. Friday morning, I woke up groggy, blaming bad dreams. I avoided the bathroom mirror while brushing my teeth, using the small one over the sink in my bedroom instead. The day passed normally. Video games, leftover pizza, texting friends about how epic it was to have the house to myself. By evening, the weirdness from the night before felt stupid. Overactive imagination. Classic teenager alone in the house paranoia. That changed around 9 p.m. I was in the kitchen microwaving popcorn when I needed to pee. I headed upstairs, flipped on the hallway light, and stepped into the bathroom. As I washed my hands, I looked up without thinking. The reflection was wrong. Wasn't smiling this time. It was just standing there, staring at me with my face. But the posture was off. Shoulders hunched forward slightly, head tilted like it was listening to something I couldn't hear. And the eyes. God, the eyes were wrong. Pupils blown wide, no reflection of the bathroom light in them, just black pools. I jerked back. My real hand hit the sink edge, pain shooting up my arm. The reflection didn't flinch. It just watched me. I laughed, nervous, shaky. "Okay, brain, enough." I waved my hand. The reflection waved back, but half a second late, like lag on a bad video call. I backed out of the bathroom, heart hammering, and slammed the door. Downstairs, I paced the living room, phone in hand. I almost called Mom, but what would I say? "Hey, the mirror's acting weird." They'd laugh, tell me to go to bed. Instead, I grabbed a blanket, curled up on the couch, and turned on every light in the house. The TV blared some dumb reality show. I didn't sleep much. Saturday morning, I avoided the upstairs bathroom entirely. I used the half bath downstairs. But the house felt heavier now, like the air had weight. Every creak made me jump. Around noon, I decided to prove to myself it was nothing. I marched upstairs, stood in front of the mirror, and stared hard. Nothing. Just me, looking pale and ridiculous. "See? Paranoid much?" I said out loud. The reflection mouthed the words with me, perfect sync. Relief flooded through me. Then it kept talking. Its lips moved after mine stopped. No sound came out, but I could read it clear as day. "You're not alone." I stumbled backward, hit the wall, and slid down to the floor. My breath came in short gasps. When I looked up again, the reflection was normal. Me, terrified, sitting on the tile. I ran downstairs, grabbed my keys, and drove to my friend Jake's house.
I spent the afternoon there, playing basketball, pretending everything was fine. But the whole time, I kept thinking about that mouth-forming words I hadn't said. That night, I came home late. The house was dark. I flipped every switch as I went in, telling myself I was being dramatic. I ate cold pizza in the kitchen with all the lights blazing, then headed upstairs to crash. I needed to brush my teeth. I stood outside the bathroom door for a long minute, a hand on the knob. "It's just a mirror," I whispered. "Mirrors don't do shit." I pushed the door open, light on, stepped in front of it. At first, normal, then slowly the reflection's eyes drifted. Not following mine, but looking past me, toward the hallway behind. I turned around fast. Empty hallway. When I faced the mirror again, the reflection was smiling, wide, too wide, teeth showing in a way mine never did. I backed up until my back hit the door frame. "Stop it," I said. The reflection tilted its head, still smiling. I reached out and slapped the glass, hard. The impact stung my palm. The reflection didn't react to the slap. It reacted to me. Its hand came up slowly, pressing palm to palm against the glass from the other side. Cold shot through my fingers like touching dry ice. I yanked my hand away. The reflection's hand stayed there, fingers splayed, waiting. I bolted. Down the stairs, out the front door, into my car. I sat in the driveway with the engine running, shaking. I didn't go back inside until sunrise. Sunday. I told myself I'd imagined it all. Sleep deprivation, stress from being alone. But deep down, I knew better. I spent the day researching. Haunted mirrors. Reflection not matching. Doppelganger in mirror. Stuff came up. Old legends about mirrors as portals. How breaking one releases bad luck. How some cultures cover them after death so souls don't get trapped. There were Reddit threads full of people swearing they'd seen their reflection blink when they didn't, or move a second too slow. One post chilled me. "If your reflection does something you didn't, don't look away first. It wins." I laughed it off. But I didn't go near the bathroom. That night, around midnight, I was in my bedroom with the door locked, lights on, headphones in, trying to drown everything out with music. My phone buzzed, Mom checking in. "All good?" she texted. "Yeah," I lied. "Miss you guys." I set the phone down, then I heard it, a soft knock. From inside the house, upstairs, not on a door, on glass, tap, tap, tap. Coming from the bathroom, I froze. The music kept playing in my ears, but I could still hear it over the bass, slow, deliberate knocks. I pulled the headphones off. Silence except the knocking. I crept to my door, ear pressed against it. The knock stopped. Then a voice, my voice, from the hallway. Hey, open the door. My blood turned to ice. It wasn't a recording. It was me. Same slight crack on the door. Same casual tone I used when waking Jake up for school. I didn't answer. The voice again, closer now. Right outside my door. Come on, man. It's me. Let me in. I backed away, tripped over my chair, hit the floor. My phone lit up. Mom again. I grabbed it, fingers trembling, and dialed Jake instead. He answered on the second ring. Yo, what's up? Something's wrong, I whispered. In the house. I think something's pretending to be me. He laughed at first, then stopped when he heard my voice shaking. Dude, you serious? Yeah, the mirror, it's not right. And now it's talking. Outside my door. Silence on his end. Then, get out. Right now. Come here. I can't. It's blocking the hallway. I heard it. Another knock. This time on my door. Soft. Patient. Jake, it's knocking. Call the cops, he said. I'm coming over. No, don't. God, what if it gets you too? The knocking stopped, then scratching. Slow, nails dragging downward. I backed into the corner, knees to chest. The voice came again, lower, almost a whisper. I see you. I looked toward the window, curtains closed, but in the gap between them, moonlight spilled in, and something moved outside. No, not outside, in the reflection of the window glass. My reflection stood there, except it wasn't at the window. It was standing in my room, behind me. I whipped around, empty, back to the window. It was closer now, smiling that too wide smile. I screamed, dropped the phone, ran to the door, flung it open, hallway empty, bathroom door closed. I sprinted downstairs, grabbed my keys again, and tore out of the house. I drove to Jake's, shaking the whole way. His parents let me crash on the couch. I didn't sleep. Monday morning, I told my parents everything when they called. They cut the trip short, came home early. When they walked in, I was waiting on the porch. They didn't laugh. Mom hugged me tight. Dad went upstairs with a baseball bat, checked every room. The mirror was normal. They said maybe carbon monoxide, or mould, or just stress. We called a priest anyway, not Catholic, some non-denominational guy who did house blessings. He walked through with sage and holy water, muttering prayers. When he got to the bathroom, he paused. This mirror, he said. It's old. Older than the house, maybe. You ever think about getting rid of it? Dad shrugged. It came with the place. The priest frowned. Mirrors hold energy. Sometimes bad energy sticks, especially if someone died looking into it. We didn't ask questions. That afternoon, Dad took the mirror down, wrapped it in an old blanket, drove it to the dump. I watched him toss it into the pile like trash. That night, the house felt lighter. No knocks, no voices, no reflections that didn't match. But I still don't look in mirrors at night. Not for long. Because sometimes when I catch my reflection in a car window or a store glass, I swear the eyes look back a second too long. And the mouth twitches, like it's remembering how to smile the way it used to. The way it did when it was on the other side. And I wonder if we kept that mirror, would it have stayed quiet? Or would it have found another way in? I don't know, but I do know one thing. I'm never home alone again without checking every reflective surface first, just in case it's still waiting